Alright, so this is my first time doing a Windwalker PvP guide. Actually, it's my first time doing just a guide in general. This would be more focused in PvP, of course. Um, Especially arenas. I don't really do a lot of battlegrounds, and when I do raid battlegrounds, I usually play as a Mistweaver, or I just play another class really. As Windwalkers are not exactly the most viable in a battleground scenario. So yeah, let's begin, right? We'll start with the talents, of course. I'll try to explain all of them. However, some of them are just unusable. Like, there is just no point in picking them up. We'll start out with the level 15. Um, Here you have two choices. You can use Cheer Wave or Cheer Burst. At the moment, I'm using Cheer Burst because it just fits into the Touch of Death rotation really, really good. The extra damage, the heal, it's AoE as well, so it hits everybody in front of you, you know. It can be a little bit clunky to use because of the cast time, but remember, if you get an interrupted, that's a good thing, you know. Your your healer is gonna have less to worry about. Um, Also, it does have more of a higher, longer cooldown than Chi Wave, so you know, keep that in mind. Chill Wave is good. It's just very random. Like it might heal you, it might not. It might do good damage. It might break your paralysis or fear and anything else there is in the game at the moment at the time. So it's up to you. You can take either or. Both picks are pretty solid. Um, anyway, when it comes to the tier 3, level 30 tier, honestly, there's nothing better than Tiger Slash. You can try Chi Torpedo if you like, but you know, it's not gonna help you very much. Tiger Slice, there's so many ways you can use it. You can use it on yourself. You can use it on your DPS, right? If let's say you're playing with the Death Knight, you're playing Walking Dead, and he gets rooted, you know, just give him freedom and he's good to go. Remember, you can use it on your healers if you verse in a Boomkin and he beam roots your healer. Just give him freedom and you're good to go. Yeah, it's way better than the other two. I never change this ever. Level 45. I mean, this one can be a little bit confusing. Energizing elixir is not the way that it used to be. It gives you all your energy back. That's a yes, but it only gives you 2 chi, which is just not enough. You know, and energy. By now you probably have a decent amount of haste. So you're not really going to be running out of energy that often. And also, yeah, the 2 chi is just not enough. And it's still on a minute cooldown. It's just not worth it in my opinion. Ascension can be very good, um, especially in like long fights, maybe, in battlegrounds, it might be worth giving it a go. But to me, Fist of the White Tiger, it's good. The damage is not the best, but hey, it still helps you with your hit combo, your mastery, and your passive, so you can alternate between jab, leg sweep, oh no, sorry, jab, blackout kick, and jab, rising sun kick, and all that type of stuff, and then you've got an extra ability to use to get those stacks rolling. So it's really good. It gives you 3 chi, which you can, combo it straight into a Fist of Fury if you need to. It's just better overall. I believe it's on a 30-second cooldown. It does cost quite a bit of energy, so yeah, this is pretty much what I use. I don't think I've ever changed this one either. Anyway, moving on. So level 60, right? You've got a few options here. The extra range on leg sweep sounds good in paper, um, but it's not enough, for a talent. It's just not enough. Like the reduced cooldown, yes, it can help. It can help you combo. Like I said, if you're playing Walking Dead into Death Grip leg sweep, because it reduces the cooldown on leg sweep, right? So it balances it out with the Death Grip cooldown. But still, it's not worth the whole talent. So um, Good Karma, on the other hand, this is this one's tricky. You see, I usually as a Windwalker monk, you're not gonna get focused very much, in my opinion. There's been many little times that I was the kill target for me to take Good Karma, you know. So, and at the moment, Windwalkers are in that spot where they just feel more like a utility kind of class, right? So taking Ring of Peace is actually very helpful. You can use it for so many things. You can use it to interrupt cast. You can use it for your healers. If you're playing Windwalker Boomer, you can give your Boomkin some freedom to get a full moon out or a cyclone out or whatever it may be. Ring of Peace, you can lock a healer out of position. That yeah, it just gives you a lot of things to do. Using it in battlegrounds like you had in Silver Shed Mines, for example. Keep people out of the carts, get people out of the flag. It can be it can be very useful. So, it's up to you. If you think you're gonna get focused very hard, good karma is a good option. But to me, a Ring of Peace is just it's really strong. It's really good. Um, Level 75, right? You got Inner Strength, Diffuse Magic, and Dampen Harm. Now all of these are very good. Now they are situational talents. 80%, oh no, not even 80, 70% of the time I'm taking Dampen Harm, right? Against like double physical warlocks like Destro Warlocks or Rogue Warrior, Warrior Death Knight, stuff like that. Like they hit very hard. So I take that, but like I said, sometimes you're not the priority target. So taking inner strength is good if they ever decide to swap on you and you have those stacks, you know, um, of the damage reduction. Um, so it's really up to you. I was taking inner strength almost all the time, but there were a few times where maybe there were a few arenas where they went me where I was the kill target. So taking dampen harm was a good idea. So I changed between the two, here and there. Diffuse magic, on the other hand, is super situational. I only really take it against double wizard cleaves. I never take it if it's a rogue mage. I don't take diffuse magic. But if it's a mage shadow priest or a warlock shadow priest, boomkin elemental, stuff like that, I 100% take diffuse magic. Um, Level 90, we've got hit combo, Russian Gatewin, and invoke in Zwen. Um, Now Russian Jadewind is good, right? It chews your energy, so maybe using Russian Jadewind with Ascension, it's the way to go, okay? In a battleground, like I said, I think that's really strong. If you're in the middle of a fight and you're constantly doing damage to everybody, then yeah. In arenas, I don't take it. It breaks CC, it's clunky when I'm out of energy. It just, yeah, I just don't really take it. Um, Hit combo is not as good as it used to be, which is a shame because I love the mechanics. Uh, so yeah, maybe I'm not sure. Maybe hit combo with Whirling Dragon Punch. It can still be strong. You can still go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think that Zoan at the moment it's the way to go. It's a 2 minute cooldown. I believe it used to be 3. I could be wrong though. I haven't used it in a very long time in a couple of expansions. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels to me like Zoan is doing a lot of damage right now. So that's what I've been taking most of the time. But I do, like I said, I do change the hit combo every now and again. I haven't really tried much of Russian Jadewind and Ascension in a battleground, but I'm honestly thinking about it. I think I will give it a shot. Um, yeah, yeah. I just think Zoan's really good. Like I said, you're not dead to do a lot of damage, and whenever you have time or you have the setups to go for a kill, Zoan will be your best friend. For 100 talents, you don't want to take a spiritual focus ever. I mean, maybe in PvE it's good, right? Maybe in a dungeon, maybe in a raid, whatever. We don't care about that. Wheeling Dragon Punch, it's still strong. It still hits pretty hard. And if I ever use it, which I do sometimes, would be with hit combo and maybe Chi Wave, right? Um, in a battleground, maybe yes. In arenas, sometimes for sure. It's situational. It also depends on where the meta is right now, like right now, Windwalkers are not doing high consistent damage enough for it to be worth it, in my opinion. But you can give it a go. Hey, each to their own, right? Um, so for those who don't know, right, I'll explain it really quick. For those who don't know, hit combo pretty much does what your mastery does, and I'll read it out to you guys. So here, this is what mastery says. Okay, your abilities deal X amount more damage when they are not a repeat of the previous ability. Which and what that means is that as long as you're not spamming, let's say spam jab, tiger palm. I'm not sure why I've been calling it jab this whole time. But as soon as you go tiger palm, you miss out on that extra damage. But if you go tiger palm, black hair kick, tiger palm, rising sun kick, tiger palm, Fist of the White Tiger, Fist of Fury, Whirling Dragon Punch. You're always doing that extra damage. That's where your mastery kicked in. And if you've got hit combo as a talent, then you're doing that even an extra amount of damage on top of that extra amount, So it's really good for that consistent damage. And having the extra damage ability means that rotating your damage moves, it's a lot easier. So you never run out of things to press, buttons to press, right? So that's why Whirling Dragon Punch is good, and it's good paired up with hit combo. In my opinion, right now I'm using Serenity though. Serenity is just it's just an extra offensive talent, Your burst. If you're an orc, you can macro it with that. If you have a trinket that gives you extra damage, you can macro it with that. And basically, to me, right, what I like to do is Touch of Death without Serenity, or use Serenity first to bait out some of those defensive talents that your enemies have. Um, if you burst in a druid and you pop Serenity, he's gonna use Buckskin or anything like that. A mage may or may not use Ice Block because he's very scared of your Serenity. So you bait out all these defensive abilities from them while still having Touch of Death available to you to use later on. Um, and it's the same with Zwen. I use Zwen and Serenity almost like together almost all the time, but not always. Like I said, sometimes I use these talents to bait out those defensives. So it's up to you how you want to play the game. Serenity, it's definitely used for that burst potential though. When you have those windows of opportunities for a kill, like I said, Windwalkers are a support class right now. So you're not always going to be doing damage. You're going to be helping your healers, helping your DPS, helping just controlling the game in general. So when you do have that window of opportunity, it's good to have Serenity available to do that extra bit of damage to be able to secure that kill. Um, but it's 100% up to you guys. If you don't like that approach of the game, of the burst, of only being able to do damage in between cooldowns, then don't use it. Go Will and Dragon Punch, go hit combo, go Chi Wave, and you'll see that you will do more overall damage in the long run, in long periods of time. But when it matters, when you want that burst, you're not gonna have it there, unfortunately. Or you may, hey, with Touch of Death, you can if you have the window of opportunity, Touch of Death is gonna guarantee a kill. But it's situational, It depends on how the game is going for you. So take it as it is. It's either or. There's no better or worse, guys. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving on to the PvP talents. Trinket. I don't think I ever changed this. I think sometimes I take Relentless against RMPs, Rogue Mage compositions, but I don't know. It's very situational. Medallion, taking Gladiator's Medallion most 90% of the time. Fortifying Brew, I never changed this either. Um, this used to be baseline. It's not anymore for whatever reason. Just take it honestly. It's an extra wall. Take 20% less damage and increases your overall health by 20%. Yeah, I don't see myself giving it up. Other than that, I think the other two can be quite situational. Grapple weapon I seem to take pretty often as well, just for the fact that like I said, utility. Windwalkers feel like a utility class right now. So having that disarm, having the ring of peace, the slows, the freedoms, it helps your team, overall. So yeah, I take grapple weapon for that reason. Disarming a war. Oh, and by the way, guys, and this is a tip. Okay, here's a tip. When you verse a warrior in a 1v1 or 3v3, whatever it may be, and he parries, he uses die by the sword, you can use grapple weapon, right, to take that parry away. So don't get confused. The animation will still be there, so he's still gonna have those swords around his character, but he's no longer being able to parry anything. So you can still hit him through the front. You don't have to go or behind him or anything like that. So you can use grapple weapon offensively like that if you need to get a kill on a warrior who's just used die by the sword, or you can use grapple weapon on a rogue or again a warrior to stop him from executing your healer or yourself, anything like that. Like I said, utility, utility, utility. Now, heavy-handed strike also fits into that situation, into that scenario. Utility base, It for those who don't know, heavy-handed strike has been changed. And now this is what it says, right? Fist of Fury damage causes the target to deal 20% less damage for 2 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Which means if you get a full Fist of Fury or a couple or a few ticks of Fist of Fury, they're going to be doing 20, 40, 60% less damage, for a few seconds. Again, this is really strong against double melee. So if you're versing a Death Knight Enhance, or sorry, a Warrior Enhance, or a Death Knight Survivor Hunt, a Death Knight Warrior, Death Knight Paladin, stuff like that. And you get, and you're hitting both of them with your Fist of Fury because they're right in front of you. Both of them are going to be doing less damage. So again, that fits into that utility. You're helping your team, you're helping your healer, you're helping yourself, right? But other than that, I will tell you my other choices, right? Okay, so against Warlocks, and if I am playing the Walking Dead with the Death Knight, I take Ride the Wind. So when the Warlock takes his gate, or the healer takes the Warlock gate across the freaking map, you can just use your Flying Serpent kick there, and you leave that trail for a speed boost for your partner, for your teammate to get to them as well. So that can be very helpful. I take fast feed against most Frost mages because let's be honest, their snares and slows are broken right now. It's completely retarded. So even with fast feed, it still feels like you can't catch up to them. But hey, it's better than nothing, am I right? I take Disabling Reach against some hunters, you know, because they're always trying to kite you and stuff like that. It's really strong against demon hunters too, because they rely so much on that mobility you can easily shut down, or just anything in general. If you feel like the enemy team is gonna go for your healer, having that extra range on your disable for the slows and the snares, it's really good to help your healer out. So again, up to you. I take Control the Mist for duels, 1v1s. I don't, or 2v2s as well. Um, you know, the instant Vivify, I think it's called now. Yeah, Vivify. It can be very handy for those short fight situations. And I don't know if you can see here, but I've also got macro for Arena 1, Arena 2. Sorry, Party 1, Party 2 people, teammates. So, um, other than that, I don't really. Tiger Eyebrow can be useful for long periods of fight because the stacks I found that they take a long time to build up. So it's not really my favorite talent to take at the moment. So yeah, I mean, I know I didn't get into too much detail with the talents and the information because I mean, I don't have to read each individual talent for you guys to understand what they do. You have it right in front of your screen if you are on your monk right now. I don't have to read them out to you. You understand most of it. Yeah, I mean, it's too hard to talk rotation, because I kind of went over it a little, hit combo, your mastery and all that. Um, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, a lot of the things. Windwalkers are not super easy to play, but they're also not the hardest. Um, with with the right talents, you can find yourself, um, being useful to your team in many ways, not just damage, but also, like I said, the utility that you have of healing is also very good. So, stats, I don't have the best stats at the moment. As you see, my item level is only 351, and I don't have the right gear and trades and all that stuff. I haven't been putting too much effort into it. But I know that you want to focus on haste and versatility the most. Right now, haste is everywhere. Everybody wants haste for those global cooldowns, so it's very useful. Um, would I put it? I'm not sure. Like as you can see, I've got more haste than I do versatility, and I've got more crit than and mastery than everything else, which is not how it should be. You should have less crit and mastery. But like I said, I don't have the right stats yet. Um, in a perfect world, I would like to have more versatility than haste, and more haste than everything else. Maybe even more crit than mastery. To be completely honest with you. But yeah, that's about it really. Like I mean, in my opinion, to me, these numbers here don't mean much. It's the way you play your class. I'm not high rating at the moment. I'm not pushing. The arenas are not very balanced right now. Um, will I ever push high rating? Maybe, maybe not. So yeah, if you're the kind of people that want the best of the best, also don't be a blood elf like I am. They've changed that. Have the right stats, have the right trade, have the right trinkets, and you enchant on your weapons and all that kind of stuff. Gems if you have any sockets. To me, all the stuff is very minimal. To me, what's most important is knowing how to play your class, knowing your rotation, knowing when to do what, and when to react to different things. That's what makes a good player, and that's what makes a difference in a fight. A generator number may or may not be able to help you at certain times. But if you miss that leg sweep, having the best haste out of all the Windwalker monks, it's not going to help you, right? So yeah, take take it the way it is, guys. Focus on what you want to focus on. Focus on your stats. Focus on your talents. Focus on your gameplay and the way you play the game. It's completely up to you. I'm giving you my opinion, and these are the talents that I use. With that in mind, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And like I said, this is my very first time making anything like this. So I hope I didn't mess it up, and I hope I explained it well enough um, for you guys to come back. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for joining me here today.